We are here to analyze the match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Mumbai Indians. Big win there for Mumbai Indians. Let's get right into it, Ayan. Let's get into the hits of the match. Who do you have as a hit?
That would be Jasprit Bumrah. He had an off day against Chennai Super Kings, but we all know he's a class act, and he showed that today against a very good batting lineup of Kolkata Knight Riders. Of course, he got hammered for 4 sixes in that final over, but look at those figures before that. 3 overs, 5 runs, and 2 wickets, and not just any wickets, Ashwin. Eoin Morgan and Andre Russell, the 2 match winners KKR was probably banking on in a steep run chase like tonight. So he has to be the biggest hit for me. Who was yours?
For me, I'm going with the obvious choice here, Ayan. It has to be Rohit Sharma. An 80, just the sort of innings that you'd expect from a batsman like him. The opening match, he got out for 12, didn't do too well. Though I think his class was never in doubt. So it was just a matter of time, and today he just blasted KKR out of the match. I think the way he started, I mean, it right away pushed Bombay on the back foot. All those trademark mid-wicket pulls and all those big sixes we saw today. However, it was not a completely flawless innings, because we did see that he did get quite tired and flustered at around the 10-over mark, which is really shocking because you'd expect a proper opening batsman like him to be comfortably bat for 20 overs. But he did get tired. He refused quite a few quick singles and doubles, if you've noticed. I think it's the long layoff he's carrying a bit of extra weight. I think that is quite obvious. So it's a few things that he has to work on, but overall...
could be the heat as well.
Could be the heat. Yeah, could be the heat, you're right. But even so, you would expect an international quality batsman like him to bat for 20 overs. Having said that, he did the job. I mean, if you're going to score 80 of 45 or whatever, you don't even want your batsman to run at all as long as he's going at that. Moving on, Ayan, let's discuss the misses. Who do you have as the miss?
For me, it's not a who, it would be a what strategy of Kolkata Knight Riders chasing 200. And this is something that has ailed them in the past as well. There were questions asked of Andre Russell's batting position in IPL 2019 too. Russell has openly said that he would like to bat up the order, and yet with the team chasing 200, we saw Andre Russell, Eoin Morgan coming lower down the order. And I think with the kind of hitting power that these two guys have, and more specifically Andre Russell, he needs to bat up the order. And that is something I noticed with the Bombay lineup today as well. They also tend to hold back Hardik Pandya and Kieron Pollard, which is understandable. But I believe with the kind of hitting abilities these batsmen have, on Bombay's side, Hardik and Pollard, on Calcutta's side, Morgan and Russell, they ought to be the batsmen coming out to bat if a wicket falls after the 10th over. It doesn't matter if you're batting first or chasing. More so while you're chasing, because it's a tall target and we all know how dangerous Russell can be. So that, according to me, was a big miss from the Kolkata camp. What was yours? Rather, who was yours?
My miss has to be Pat Cummins, the KKR Australian fast bowler. He was purchased, not purchased, that's a pretty weird word to say for a person. He was signed for 15 crores, Ayan. And there's no way around it. If you are signed for such a big amount, you are expected to deliver. Today, he was horrible because, he just got blasted when he came at the top of the order. Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, he was too short to them. He got smashed all over the place. Okay, new ball didn't go well for you. He came later in the innings and he got bashed up by Hardik Pandya as well. Now, you have to ask, is he the sort of marquee T20 bowler that you'd pay big money for? 15 crores worth of money for. If you look at his repertoire, he's an out-and-out fast bowler, but not a particularly impressive T20 bowler. He doesn't have too many slower balls. He's not really known for his Yorker. For example, like his colleague Mitchell Starc would be brilliant because for a fact that he's got the Yorker. Whereas Cummins He's just a sort of out and out fast bowler. And sometimes in these sort of situations, an out and out fast bowler is all the more easier to hit, because if you get
Correct.
into position early and you make any sort of contact, it's going to fly. And that's what happened today. So, at least for today's match, he didn't justify the big price tag.
Yeah.
Let's see how KKR use him and justify his big price tag in the coming matches.
Right, absolutely, and it's a very tricky position to be in, because whatever he does with the ball, more so with the ball, because he's playing as a specialist bowler, every move of his, every spell of his is going to be tracked and talked about, simply because of the money. You feel bad, of course. There's no doubting his ability. He's the number one test bowler. He's a
No, but
class
Ayan,
part.
that is a given. Look,
Yeah,
there is no
yeah,
hiding from the fact that, we're being insensitive. You can't
yeah,
put a price on a man. We will put a price on a man. You spend 15 crores, you're expected to deliver. And if I may go one step further, you can also do analysis of wickets per rupee. And that wouldn't work out too well for Cummins.
yeah,
This is the times we live in. You have to
yeah.
justify the price. Moving on, Ayan, we have an interesting match. The one coming up on Thursday, Royal Challengers Bangalore taking on Kings
Right.
11 Punjab. In terms of a contest within a contest, a subplot in this match that interests you, who do you got?
Yeah. Kings 11 didn't play Chris Gale to be very in their first match. I was quite surprised by that selection. Of course, Chris Gale is well on the wrong side of 30, but he's still Chris Gale. He's still the universe boss. So you want to see him play in the IPL and hit those big sixes. And if he does play, the one subplot I'm looking forward to is Gale versus Navdeep Saini, because RCB after a long time seem to have a genuine Indian quick who can really hurry the opposition batsman to pace. We saw that against Hyderabad. We know that RCB's bowling has been its Achilles heel up front and at the death. But of course, maybe it's still too early in the season to say that. But Saini seems to be some sort of a solution, sort of a a bowler who can plug that hole. So yeah, if Gale plays, I'm looking forward to Gale versus Saini. What about yours?
I'm going with the Karnataka players who happen to be in Kings 11 Punjab, taking on what could have been their home team, RCB.
Yeah.
And this is a complaint that Kannadigas and people from Karnataka have had for several seasons, is that RCB does not have enough local players. And of course, they surprisingly let go of KL Rahul, who was part of RCB, and he was not retained. And now he's the captain of Kings 11 Punjab and an international star and all that. And if you look at this season, RCB have only Devdutt Padikkal and Pawan Deshpande, who they can count as local players. And if whether Pawan Deshpande will get his chances in the playing 11, I think that is anybody's guess. So we're looking at only Devdutt Padikkal right now. Whereas Kings 11 Punjab have big players. Mayank Agarwal, KL Rahul, Karun Nair, K. Gautam.
Four of them are sure starters in their 11.
Sure starters. Right? So, can you imagine how it will be if one or more than one of these Karnataka players do really well against RCB and win the match for Kings 11 Punjab against RCB? It will just reinforce this big negative that has been associated with RCB for a long time. They do not have enough local players in their squad. Can you imagine KL Rahul coming and scoring 100 against RCB? Then the obvious question is, why did you let him go?